Hello, good evening, and welcome to the FB4 Podcast. It's myself, Gav, it's Matt, and it's Grizz this week, and we are here to reflect on another win for Liverpool over Bournemouth. A massive December that's already started, and the rest of it is ahead of us, and it's absolutely huge, in my opinion, anyway. And listen, whatever else comes along, we'll absolutely go from there. Grizz, another 3 points yesterday for the Reds, and we continue with this 8-point lead over Leicester. It's now 14 points over Man City. Routine as you like, wasn't it?
It was very routine, wasn't it? Wasn't tricky at all.
No.
Like I envisaged.
Funny enough.
Yeah.
Can we start with what everyone predicted for the game?
Yeah.
You what?
Yeah.
Okay. I said 3-0.
I said 3-1.
Oh, did you? I said 2-1.
A tricky 2-1.
Tricky.
Wait, so is that what, loads of laughing emojis now? Is that like worth loads of laughing emojis?
Loads of them.
Bournemouth
But
missing 5 players is a tricky 2-1.
But this is how it goes, right? In my brain, right? I thought to myself, we're gonna make a whole number of changes. We did. I think we ended up making about 7, wasn't it? 5, 7 changes, something like that.
7 changes from Wednesday night, I think it was, yeah.
But
So I
Wednesday
thought to
night was
myself,
3
we're gonna
changes. So
You
that
what?
Wednesday night was 3 changes. So that was putting 3 lads back in, and
Okay.
then so 4. If you're looking at it properly, we made 4 changes.
I was going along with the thinking that, you know, we're going to make a few changes. We're definitely going to rest probably our 2 outstanding players of the season so far in Mane and Gini. You know, there was rumours of Gomez maybe starting as well. And to be honest with you, none of us like him at right back, so don't act all smart bollocks now, all of yous. We don't really like him.
I still don't
smart
like him there.
You are?
I still don't like him there.
Well, there you go.
I don't mind.
I never will like him there.
Can I say something though in my defence, right, guys?
Yeah.
And obviously, with them being, you know, few players short as well, I thought they're going to go really defensive and try and make it tough for us, as opposed to normally they try to play football and we batter them.
Mm-hmm.
But can I say something in my defence?
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have all watched it, except Matt. Matt hasn't watched the game, so forget it. But Gav, if you watch the game back, right, the first 20, 30 minutes, it was not great. I mean, it was kind of what I expected. It was like our play was slow. You know, there was no sort of any impact on them. You know, it was ponderous.
I don't think it was as ponderous, and I know where you're coming from.
It wasn't our dynamic, fast, quick start at them. You know, and that was the kind of game I kind of expected. I knew we were going to grow into it, and I knew we'd win. But that beautiful pass, once we took the lead, I mean, that pass from Hendo, I don't think it's got enough credit, to be honest with you. It was absolute pinpoint. He should have got 2 brilliant assists in in midweek as well. When Mane, was it both to Mane? I think when Mane went clean through. Or yeah, I think they were both Mane, weren't they?
Yep.
So, you know, all the stick that Hendo gets with his, you know, sideways passing, backwards passing, I think he doesn't get credit for those superb passes. And it's quite a tactic we're using, actually, because Van Dijk uses it, Lovren uses it. So it must be under instruction to use our wide men running in field and use that ball over the top to bypass the press. So, but once we took the lead, it was calm as you like, easy as you like. It was the perfect game just before a tricky away game in the Champions League.
Yeah, that's your massive doubt coming back in there again, just in your last sentence. No, I know where you're coming from. It wasn't like a lightning fast start. We weren't carving them open, but I think we could see from the very start that we are going to. I think we identified from the very start, Chris, that it was one of these games we could manage our way through and we would win it. And if it took 20, 30, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, it didn't matter. It was a perfect opportunity to manage ourselves, manage the tempo of the game, win the game, get out of there, hopefully with, you know, not too many tired legs out, although Lovren does go off injured. But I think it was one of those. Matt, if you want a routine game, 9 times out of 10, go away to Bournemouth, because if they try play against us, we'll kill them. We'll kill them if they sit back. They went very defensively yesterday, and they had no answer for us, had they?
It doesn't matter what we're up against these days. Klopp's got a plan for everything. We look at the team, look at Bournemouth, and I thought they were defensive, but they pushed the back line up a little bit. We struggle more with all the changes in the front and midfield. The biggest change for us, attacking wise, is Trent. I think that's the most difficult. So much of our play goes down the right hand side, and once you take him away, you lose the crosses and what he brings to the team down that right. And I think he's the biggest mess over anyone. Biggest miss. But it doesn't matter who we're up against. The start of the game was slow. I was watching in the pub. It was a bit boring, but we still controlled it the whole time. It wasn't they weren't getting shots away. They weren't doing anything on our goal. We had the ball. We were just probing them and finding ways to break them down. Which, as soon as we did, that was it. They crumbled, which is what has been the case with a lot of teams this season as well.
Yeah, no, I just thought. There was no panic from me anyway watching the game. I just thought we will get there. We'll be absolutely fine. Grizz, Naby Keita gets a start. There's all sorts of goes on online about Naby Keita, and he puts him in there with Milner and Henderson. Just thinking back, was it a clever move to put him in there because he puts him in with two absolute workhorses when needs be? And did it give him that little bit of freedom that he's been looking for in this team when he's been there? Because so much work going on with the other two lads. I'm not saying Naby Keita didn't work, but he looked like he had more space and more freedom than I've seen him in a Liverpool shirt before. That's being honest.
Yeah, spot on. I thought Mr. Klopp again got the combination absolutely spot on, perfect. Henderson and Milner, I thought, was superb. I thought Henderson was one of his better games of the season, to be honest with you. And Naby just had the freedom to express himself. And when he gets a chance to express himself, you could see he's the most talented out of all our midfielders, simple. He was, his weight of pass is just fucking amazing. It's like, it's beautiful. It's like a forward's dream, his weight of pass. He got caught early on, but that happens. He's rusty coming back. Do you remember, Fabinho got caught against Arsenal? Was it last season or the season before?
Last season, he didn't play for
and
the season before. And
big hoo-ha was made. Oh my God, the pace is too much for him, this and that. But, Naby hasn't played. He's hardly played for us, innit? Let's be honest. All right, so he's going to be a bit rusty. Little Fraser, you can't see him anyway. He's like shorter than you, innit, Gav? So you can't really see him when he's coming to get the ball off you anyway. You probably didn't see him under his eye line, nick the ball off him. But after that, the beauty of Naby is when he's facing the opposition's goalkeeper with his back turned. He does like to sort of take the extra touch, but he by his confidence in his own ability. But when he's facing the play, oh my God, his forward passing and the simplicity of it is a joy to watch. And long may it continue. Hopefully, the guy gets a fucking break with injuries. That's the only gripe anyone ever has had of Naby Keita is got nothing to do with his quality. It's about his sort of durability, endurance, and fucking get a run of games together. And once he does that, there's no doubt in my mind that he'll be a star. He just needs to get 6-7 games in a row, going, and then sort of, be sort of. I mean, look, no one can say, the people that say, oh, he deserves to be in the team are talking shit, because the people that have got possession of that place, i.e., the Eugenie Hendersons, Wijnaldums, and possibly Ox, have done amazing feats in the last season and a half. You can't deny them. They've deserved their place. So, but on a top form, Naby Keita is a massive, massive boost for Liverpool.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Matt, the only downside from that first half, Chamberlain gets his goal, Keita gets his goal, we're in complete control. Lovren goes off for a slight injury. I haven't heard any news. I haven't gone looking for news on Lovren today, but
it was just cramp,
which is unreal. Cramp.
I'm waiting for the downside.
Mm-hmm. No. The downside. The downside is a delivery. It's not a delivery. It's an injury. But any sort of injury is a problem at this stage of the season with the calendar.
Yeah, especially a centre back.
Yeah, cramp is a bit strange.
Matip. Gomez is only just coming back. It's not good. But we get on with it. I don't know. We'll probably throw Jimmy Milner in there or something crazy like that. He can play anywhere.
Well,
throw Naby Keita in there.
It worked in the sense that Gomez got to go in centre half, and that's where he should be only playing for Liverpool, in my opinion. But come half time, mate, you're quite happy. All right, you're probably thinking, right, we'll see what goes on with Lovren. But overall, first half, I thought we were excellent. There was no negative you could pick out, was there?
No, it's good. In fact, it was a really enjoyable half. It was one of the most enjoyable games we've had in a while without the stress we've had. We've actually gone 2 ahead to give us a bit of a cushion. And as Grizz said, Naby Keita, mashallah, what a player. It's
Guy's
good.
Thinking, what the fuck? Guy's thinking, is that another Chinese ordered?
I thought you were ordering a takeaway there again.
It was brilliant. Every lad that's come in the last couple of games, like Divock, Shaq, Keita, they've all stepped up. And they've all performed at a very high level. And you've just got to look at Klopp for that. Klopp has got every single player in the squad ready. You don't have to give someone a run of games. They are ready as soon as they're called upon. And even Gomez, with Lovren being out, as soon as he's called upon, he's got to go centre back and perform. That's it. He's been training at such a high standard that he can go into a game and he won't miss a kick.
Yeah,
he's fine to slot in there, and everyone knows the roles. There's none of this. Van Dijk does. He probably thinks about it, but he doesn't have to look after him because everyone knows the roles as well. And that all goes down to the coaches and the training, I think, and where he's got that team.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's actually a wicked point by Matt, right? But everyone's stepping in.
Blown away. You've come in there and complimented Matt. I'm blown away by it.
No, I mean, I'm a very fair person. The beauty of it. Honestly, the best part of this sort of last few games where he's rotated is normally, that's why I called it a tricky game beforehand, because in the past we've had a lot of criticism about our squad depth, and people always asking about how other teams have got amazing depth, but when we have to sort of rest Mane or Bobby or Mo, the quality's not there, etc., etc. Or how are we going to survive without Fabinho? We've scored, I think, how many goals is it now? 3 since Fabinho's been injured. How many did we score in midweek?
5 against Everton, 3 against Bournemouth. He didn't play against Brighton. He scored 2.
So we've not done bad. In that period, we've also managed to rest the likes of Mo, Bobby, and Mane yesterday. Fantastic rotation by Klopp. And it shows that while these players have been out of the team, they've been fucking coached into exactly how Klopp and his coaches want the team. So for example, Shaq struggled to play that Mo Salah role. People were asking him to play in the hole or midfield, or maybe as a 4-2-3-1, give him a bit of cover. But he played absolutely brilliantly in the Merseyside derby. Lallana stepped in, done a very decent job. And yesterday we saw, Naby Keita step in and, absolutely feel part of the system. And that's the beautiful thing to see. The rotation is working. It's all calculated and it's all pre-planned. And it's even Joe Gomez yesterday. We've been chatting in private about his form and how it's not been great. But I thought Joe Gomez looked really back to his best yesterday in that second half. And like when he went into centre half, I really thought sort of I saw his confidence growing.
Yeah, no.
And Ox, you can't forget him. I thought Ox done brilliantly stepping into the front three, and he held the line up. He stayed in attack quite well, held it up there.
I love the goal.
Very good.
The way he makes that run that Mane usually makes that outside the in run off the left hand flank. I love that.
He's always been watching
they've all just got a real attacking instinct. You look at Keita, as soon as he gets the ball, boom, he's going forward, he's looking forward. Everyone just wants to get the ball up the pitch and in the box so we can score. And it's just everyone's on the same wavelength at the moment. And it's just clicked at just the right time. People were getting worried about this. This group of games from the end of November, we had a game every 3 days until 2nd of January. And it is a worry. And we will have some tricky games, but we've just... we've been talking about when we're going to step it up a gear because we haven't really got out of second gear, and now we have. We've just stepped it up these last 2 games, and it's a perfect opportunity for us to kick on from here.
Yeah, you see, like people see this World Club Cup as some sort of hindrance. I don't. I think he could use it massively to his advantage. You know, if we do the business Tuesday night, beat Watford, we go away to that knowing that our lead is safe. City play Leicester in the meantime, and we come back then and we play Leicester. But there's 5 days between our game, our final game in Qatar and Leicester. So I don't see it being a massive problem. But
I don't think so as well, Gav. I think he's going to absolutely play 2 teams out there. I think you'll find that the big boys will end up playing only 1 game out there. Like the really, really big boys. I mean, it will be a mixture, but in that semi-final, I don't know who we're playing. Matt probably knows.
Are we playing that Saudi team, Al-Hilal?
I'm not 100%.
I think so. I'll do the scouting for you anyway, because I'm heading over for it.
We're likely to beat them, and it's likely to be like a team that played Everton kind of thing. You know, no disrespect or disrespect to Everton, but it's going to be like the team that played Everton, and then you'll have your best team, you know, ready to play Flamengo in the final, which would be an absolute occasion. I am kind of looking forward to it because it's more exposure. It's fucking world exposure, man. We're going to be world champions as well as Premier League champions and Champions League holders. It's going to be fucking history making in front of our very own eyes.
Yeah, we've been looking at that Brazilian kid. Who's he playing for?
Evanilson.
Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, but if we're on against Flamengo in the final, and all them Brazilians back home are watching it and watching Roberto Firmino off front, it's just going to give us more help in the transfer market if we do want someone from that league or that continent. It's all positive for me. We've got enough time to, as you said, between Leicester game to recover. The flight's not that bad anyway. It's about 6.5 hours. So for me, it's an absolute must. I really want to go into this quite full strength and win it.
I don't care if we don't win another coin toss between now and the end of the season once we win the league. We're going to come to that. I genuinely don't give 2 fucks about World Club Cups, League Cups, FA Cups, Champions Leagues. I've literally got tunnel vision now on this league title. And I don't care if we win a coin toss. I really don't. I wouldn't bother me if we got through in the next round of the FA Cup and they forgot to put our ball in the half for the next round after that. That's how much it all matters now. That's it. But you've both touched on stuff there like massive, rotation and Qatar and stuff like that. Grizz, I genuinely think this month is the month that decides things. I think if this falls the right way for us, now don't get me wrong, we need 15 more wins to win the league. That's my opinion. I'm sticking with it. But I think this shapes it massively. I think if we were to go and win our games, and I'd like to see City beat Leicester when they play each other, and if we avoid defeat at Leicester on the 26th, I can't see anyone touching us then. I really can't.
I think there's a week where Man City play Leicester in midweek, and then Leicester play us on the weekend.
Yeah, it's that week.
Yeah, that's the week I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Is that the one, yeah?
So Gav's just told you when we play Leicester, so obviously Man City played just before. But you know what? Don't even worry about Leicester. There's no point worrying about Leicester. They're 8 points clear and they are not going to keep this up. When they come to play Man City and us, and then the season goes on a bit and they start playing a few more teams later on and a bit more tired, they won't keep this points ratio up. Don't even worry about them. 8 points behind. We can't say it's only because they're the one behind. If there was someone else in between that, if Chelsea was in between that, like Andy said, you wouldn't be worried about them. They're not going to keep this up. No one can keep up with this Liverpool team.
No, they won't get 90 plus points. They won't get 90 plus points like we will. Okay, they'll
get 82.
But at the moment, as we are, they've won 8 in a row. That's not bad. That's fucking good going, Matt. And you got to give them credit. But Man City are falling by the wayside. Yeah, Man City are not catching us. Fuck off. If they catch us, then you can have my account. All right?
You've tried this before.
I've had this 3 times already. This will be the 4th.
The one you've been begging for, right? But
spoof and gig now.
Leicester City.
Fuck your little box.
Oh gosh, so angry, both of you. Both so angry. Relax, stop shouting.
Stop shouting. What are you shouting?
Why are you shouting? Relax. But Leicester City, long term, over the course of the season, in my opinion, won't get 90 plus points. Mm-hmm. We will. So obviously, in terms of the title, you know, they're fucking not. You know, they're not close to us. But at the moment, you've got to say, you know, well done, Leicester, and they are in the picture and they're playing some great stuff under Brendan Rodgers. So, you know, they are closest compares. It's a fact. You know, they're closest competitors at the moment. You know, are they 6 points ahead of Man City now?
It's not fact.
Well, do you know something?
It's fact. That's a fact.
Do you know something? Look,
it's like saying after one game, the two teams who won.
No, that's not like saying that.
The closest competitors.
They are the closest competitors because they're 8 points behind us.
No, listen. There's loads of stuff to come in here. Like,
you need to add context to this.
Yeah, and I'll let you add context now in a second. But Shaq does say on the chat, he feels that we still should be wary of Leicester. A couple of people don't agree. Barry says let's just beat Leicester, and that'll put that to bed. Jono says he's not arsed about Leicester. Let's see them face adversity. They've had no injuries. That's come up a couple of times. You know, a lot of people are claiming Liverpool have been lucky with injuries and different bits and pieces. I don't think Leicester have had an injury this season. So, you know, it's one of those. It's got to be a constant comparison between us and City, which I don't think there is one at the moment. I think City are playing game by game and nearly hoping to come out with results where we're going into games just going, we're going to win them. 14 points after 16 games is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And to be honest with you, if it was the other way around, Grizz, if it was the other way around and we are 14 points off City after 16 games, we would be to be absolute meltdown. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're right.
FSG out.
Yeah, FSG
no, you're right.
out.
You're absolutely right. And it's history. I've said it. One more do you want to say? It's absolute. We're making history. You know, we can't just look at this season and the first. How many games did you say? 16.
16.
We can't just look at.
Sorry, I just want to throw something else at you as well. Glennar says here, and it's extremely interesting and important in my opinion. The only thing that beats Liverpool to this title is complacency, which Klopp won't let happen. I've no problem with Leicester being 8 points off us because the focus is their mind.
No chance, Klopp. Absolutely.
Not just Klopp.
We've got the best.
Van Dijk won't let it happen. Hendo won't let it happen. There's so many leaders in that team now. It's not going to happen. It's just going to happen.
From Klopp. In terms of complacency and sort of, you know, we've got the
Comes
best
from
manager in world football in terms of
Pasco.
not letting any team or any players get complacent. Yeah. All right, so that's out the window. The only thing that could beat us is fucking horrendous luck with injuries. You know, something crazy. You know, and
well, to be fair though, we've just been talking about how good the squad has been stepping up, and look at our injuries we've had already. Alisson, Matip, Lovren, was Bobby or Salah out for a goal? I mean, for a game or two. Salah, Fabinho. We've had horrific injuries, and we managed it. We've just been talking about how good the squad is. You can't sit there and say, "Oh, injuries will kill us," when everyone's stepping up when they need to be.
No, it won't kill us. What I'm saying, that would be.
You just said it would.
I'm talking about horrific injuries. They've been sort of short-term injuries. I'm talking. Imagine Van Dijk out for the season. You know, God forbid. Do you know what I mean? Or Mo out for the season. God forbid. You know, these kind of things. But even then, you know, we've built such a lead and platform that. What was that thing we read there where we can afford to lose 3 times or something and something?
We can lose 4 times more.
Well said.
You worked that one out brilliant, Grizz, in fairness to you. we can afford to basically lose 4 times and City still wouldn't catch us. But we're not going to put that. We're not even going to contemplate that, I suppose. Mick says he fully welcome back, Mick. I haven't seen you in a while. Fully expecting to break all kinds of records this season. Jono says the excuses the media are making for City are pathetic. Jamie Redknapp saying we haven't had to deal with the same injuries. He's on one there. Jamie Redknapp is a tick. You know what I mean? That's just the end of it. He's a tick. But massive month.
I think we got. Sorry, I hope you guys can't hear this. What's going on? I think we got Christmas.
Professional setup we've got going on here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Grizz has the Christmas songs on. Grizz, you're gone mad.
I think someone's playing Christmas songs outside.
We'd be done for copyright now.
I think next door. I think kids out on the street playing Christmas carols and songs and.
Must be some
radio. Just give them a couple of sweets.
Just give them a couple of sweets. Must be some radio you have with them, is it?
Give them those Indian Rusk cakes. Down, teacher.
Come here, just getting away from football for a minute, Grizz. You've reminded me of something. You've gone mad into Christmas songs, haven't you?
Oh God, Mrs. asking me for change. No, I'm gonna change. Give him some minstrels or something.
Is he on drugs?
Sorry,
I don't know. Does he know he's
Sorry,
live?
it's the Christmas float, man.
I don't know what's going on. Like, he's literally doing a podcast and he's decided there's kids outside the house.
Sorry,
and there was
guys.
Mrs. wants change for parking. Anyway,
sorry,
Grizz, to get back to the football for a minute, or away from the football
Christmas
a minute.
spirit, man. You've got to get into the Christmas spirit.
It sounds, I wouldn't like the spirit that's in your house at the moment. You're just shouting at people. Christmas songs, you've gone mad into them, haven't you?
Eh?
Christmas songs. You've really got into them. Tell them what song you heard last. Tell them what song you heard last week for the first time.
I've heard that song loads of times, but I didn't know what it was called as usual. But when I found out that's what it's called, amazing song. That's my favourite one.
Which one? Fairy Tale of New York.
Yeah, amazing song.
That's the best. It's the
Yeah.
best one.
We're going to sing that.
It's only 35
when
years
we all meet
old.
up. Gav, come here, listen to me.
Yeah.
When we all meet up, we're going to sing that song, even though it's going to be the middle of summer.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
And we're going to film it, and that's going to be our.
Okay.
That's going to be our victory parade song.
Okay, no problem. I just wanted to touch on that. But Matt, just going back to Leicester, Man City, different things. Do you believe like that? If we got to the end of December, start of January, I think we play Sheffield United on New Year's Day. I think if we were to get to that and we were looking at possibly 12, say it could be somewhere between 8 and could be 14 points off Leicester and at least 14 off Man City if we were to win all our games. Do you think it's done and dusted then? I can see teams giving up.
I don't give a shit about any of them little saps. I think it's done and dusted right now. We are winning number 19, and I'm 100% confident on it. They're so far behind where we are. It doesn't matter. I don't care what they get. I don't even look at their results. I don't give a shit if Leicester beat fucking Aston Villa 4-1 or whatever it was. It doesn't matter. You look at our team. We're absolutely incredible. It's just there's no one catching us. Not this season.
Are City too far back for you?
Yeah.
Right now.
And they've lost it. They've lost the hunger. They've won it 2 years on the row. They've lost the hunger. The best thing we can have, best thing for them now is go for the Champions League because they know we're too far away.
Well, we speculated, didn't we? We said that if the lead gets to around 14, 15 points, then he's going to fucking go full out for the Champions League. And it's 14 points now, isn't it?
I couldn't believe them yesterday, Grizz, how open they were and how much of an open game they made that against Man United yesterday. Because that game was made for them to go out, control in midfield, and pick them apart.
Nah.
I'm telling you.
I'm gonna give credit to. I'm gonna wash my mouth out afterwards, but I'm gonna have to give credit to Man United.
Grizz, Manchester City yesterday went out and played 2 at the back from 5 minutes in.
Gav, they always play that. The difference being is they thought Man United are gonna play how Man United play these days, which is like fucking, Sunderland of old or Crystal Palace.
I couldn't believe it because the only thing United were going to do was sit and hit them on the break very quick. But
they didn't. I think Man United attacked from the start.
Yeah,
they did not sit.
They did
on the break.
The break was what killed them. I
thought yesterday's credit goes to Man United as opposed to killing City too much.
Well, I'm going to check the XG and see.
I thought Ole got his tactics spot on and attacked him from the start. City just look vulnerable, Gav. They will always score. Look.
No, City had the better game.
You what?
City had the better game. City did.
City deserved to win.
Yeah,
they really didn't. Honestly.
2.5 to 1.48.
I don't give a shit about the alphabet. I'm telling you now. Man United deserved to win that, and by more. Gav, would you agree?
They should have been 4. They should have been probably.
2-3 up, easy.
When Martial scored, he could have been making a 4-0 when he scored there, genuinely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, he could have been. But look, Matt, just looking forward now, we have this game on Tuesday. We have Watford. What are you looking for from this week? Because Tuesday is a massive game. You said to me before there, if we don't win on Tuesday, I want to go out of the competition completely. We actually can't, Matt. We either go through or we end up in the Europa League. And Saturday is foul the club. Saturday is Watford at home in the Premier League. What are you looking for team-wise in both of these? Because he's going to have to go as strong as possible on Tuesday night, and then maybe make a few changes come Saturday.
Yeah, we'll go full strength on Tuesday. Everyone's had a nice little bit of a rest now, and I mean, what is full strength when you look at the midfield? Do we even know it? So no, you don't. The attacking three will be the attacking three, unless we do what 3-3-3-1 and throw one out there. The front three will be front three. Defense will be defense now that Lovren's injured.
They say we're going to go rogue.
We might go rogue. And midfield doesn't really matter. They all fit in somewhere nicely together, which Klopp will sort out. So, but we'll put our strongest team out on Tuesday and then take it from there. Klopp, as you know, just takes it next game in his stride. That's all he does. He doesn't think about the weekend. He thinks about what's in front of him, and that's it. And then we'll come out of that. We'll assess the injuries and we'll go up against Watford. And if Milner needs a break or Hendo, we can bring someone in. We can bring Keita in. We can bring Oxen, Shaq in or something. And
so let me get this right. Matt, do we set off for Qatar after Watford?
Don't know, mate.
We play.
Yeah. They get there on Monday. I think the first game's Tuesday.
We have to set off for Qatar after we play Watford. You can't go off to Qatar and then come back and play Watford.
I know that, Gav.
You can't head from Salzburg, go over to Qatar and go, this looks grand, and then let's go back to Liverpool and play Watford and then come back here.
Oh, no, but what I meant was what you
meant was...
So Watford's the last league game.
Is at home, early kick-off Saturday, so we might go that evening. Evening.
Watford is the 14th, and then we play... It's not till the 24th, is it? No, it's the 18th.
No, it's before that.
It's the 18th we play our first game, and the 24th we play our second game over there, and then we're back for the 26th to play Leicester.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yeah,
basically, we go full strength, Champions League final team, except Gomez in for Matip. Right? And obviously Lovren. So we go full strength. Then? The usual. Henderson, Gini and Wijnaldum. There will be no change from that.
Henderson, Gini and Wijnaldum
played in Champions League.
You what?
Henderson, Gini and Wijnaldum. That's the same player.
Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. Fabinho's out. I'm so sorry. Ox, yeah. So it's Gini, Hendo, Ox.
You're playing Ox, Holden.
No, Gini and Hendo. Gini and Hendo, and Ox will be the advanced one behind the front three. And then we'll go... and then he'll, as you said, depending if everyone's full and fit, I think it'll be a very similar team to what played yesterday for the likes of Naby will get a game against Watford at home. That's what's going to happen.
Okay. Chris reckons they leave for Qatar on the 17th. That'd be the day before the first game, Chris. I think that's a bit tight. Kev says Klopp plans to use these games. He uses these games blocks of 4. So somebody else says there the centre-half situations concern a little bit. But we'll have to wait to see. Stephen Kingsbury says Gomez is an upgrade on Lovren. In real terms, yes. At the moment, absolutely not. And anyone that thinks that Joe Gomez is in better form than Dejan Lovren, I will argue long into the night if you want. It's
bollocks.
I can't.
Recency bias.
It's just bias.
I can't get my head around this at all. Joe Gomez has been out injured, has come back, had looked fucking atrocious at times, right, in games. And Dejan Lovren has stepped in, and we haven't lost a fucking game with him. And we still go on and on about Gomez. When he's come on, he's looked shaky.
He lost a game because a lot of people say...
He's looked shaky at right back. He's looked shaky at centre-half. Lovren's chipped in with the odd goal here and there. What is the fucking problem here? He's playing well. Leave him. This urge to get Gomez in the side is absolutely madness, in my opinion. He may actually play on Tuesday if it's not only cramp, as Grizz said earlier, with regards to Lovren. But this needs to stop. Milner plays at the weekend, and I can guarantee if Oxlade-Chamberlain played in that midfield at the weekend and we won 4-0, people would still be going on, well, we'd score 6 if Naby Keita was playing. What the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? It's absolutely mad. I can't.
Sound gap.
I'm sick of it now. This team is winning game after game after game. And if it's Lovren, brilliant. If Gomez comes in and plays well, absolutely brilliant. But this sort of stuff of Lovren this and Lovren that, it needs to stop. And trust me, I'm the first one to say he has a rick in him, and it's probably coming, and it probably will. But at the moment, leave him alone. He's absolutely fine. Because I'd be the first one to absolutely nail him if it does come down. Lovren is unpredictable, says Stephen Kingsbury. Stephen, Lovren is unpredictable, but I can tell you what's one thing is very predictable at the moment. Joe Gomez starting for Liverpool Football Club is more of a risk than Dejan Lovren at the moment. And that for me is very,
no,
very,
he looked
very
good.
predictable.
He looked, look, as I said, against Bournemouth, and obviously, by then the game was under control, but he did look back to nearing his best. He did look comfortable. See, the thing is, not only has Lovren been defending brilliantly, his range of passing has been absolutely superb.
But Grizz, this
people forget that aspect as well.
Grizz, this isn't down.
He's due an own goal.
He's due something. He probably is. But Grizz, this is not down to Dejan Lovren's fucking ability. This is down to the fact that people want to tell you, "I told you so" on Dejan Lovren. That's what it is. If Dejan Lovren goes and does what Joe Matip done last season and nails his place till the very end of the season and plays brilliant, fine. I've no problem with it. Would I start Joe Gomez at the start of next season if all was fit? I probably would. But right now, no, not a fucking chance. No way.
Well said.
No way. Matt, Tuesday night, are you confident enough? Gomez playing right back. Are you confident enough going in Tuesday night?
Yeah.
Is there a bit much maybe?
We like to do it this way. We don't. Yeah, we don't like to make things easy. This is how we do it. We like to backs against the wall and just and get the job done at the very last second. It's the Liverpool way in the Champions League, unfortunately. But I see no issue with what's in front of us to enable us to go through.
Go on.
It'll probably end up we don't even need the win at the end.
Yeah, well,
Napoli will do something shit and lose.
No, I think they're home to Genk, so I think that's going to happen.
Napoli
I think
smash,
we need a draw or a win. I think we lose 2-1. We're out. I think we have to lose something like 5-4 to go through, something like that. But Grizz, what's your prediction for Tuesday night?
Tricky 1-1.
Yeah, very, very, very tricky game. I'm going 2-2.
Okay, not a bad show. Matt?
Wanker. 2-0. Very easy.
2-0, no problem.
Clean sheet.
Yeah, no problem.
Clean sheet away to whatever.
To what? To some fucking...
Nothing.
All
Just a
right.
personal
Hey,
opinion.
you laughing at me when you've been wrong about every single prediction.
Yeah, your 90% has dropped drastically.
There's
in
a
the last couple of weeks.
Lamborghini
It
game.
hasn't at all. I predicted a win. I got a win. The only one I got wrong.
Tricky 2-1. We smashed them 3-0.
I haven't got anyone wrong.
Everton
actually.
1-1. 5-2.
I haven't got one wrong.
1-1 the week before. 3-0.
Now they're jokey ones. The real ones I haven't got any wrong. 90%
Billing
still.
is a world class player. Gets fucking launched off in
Didn't say that.
52 minutes.
Billing.
Can the listeners tell me Billing is a very good player for Bournemouth?
Yeah, mate, he looked it. He looked fantastic.
On the 55 minutes he was on, he looked amazing.
James Milner's 55 and he was in his back pocket
They knew
for
the
the whole
game was
game.
up. They rested their best players.
Avo asks,
They knew the game was up.
Gav, would you take a loss of the week on Tuesday night for guaranteed Premier League title? Yeah, absolutely I would. Absolutely. I will literally, I swear to God, I've no interest in Liverpool doing anything. I'll cancel the Anfield Road extension. Do anything you need. Just once you give me a league title in May. That's the way it is. Clean sheet against,
Don't worry about it.
Clean sheet against Haaland will be special, says Liverpool, Chris. Kevin Sullivan says a 3-2 win. They can't sit in. Jono says we are playing Haaland, who's on loan from United. yeah, he's on loan from United. Matt's going for an easy 2-0. Grizz is going for a 2-all. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Liverpool win on Tuesday night. Just looking ahead to Watford, lads, because we won't be speaking before then as well. Watford at home. Matt, few changes. What's your prediction?
3-0 smashing. Easy.
Grizz?
Yeah, I think we beat them 4-0.
4-0. Okay. No worries. And are we winning
Which
the league,
player
Matt?
should we look out for, Chris?
On Watford,
Yeah.
Mark
Oh, yeah,
Pembridge.
any
world-class
Mark
midfielders?
that little
Pembridge.
Delafeu, that little Delafeu is a tricky
Delafeu.
little winger.
That Delafeu fella.
Delafeu.
That's the one.
Okay. No worries.
Will he make it past 50 minutes?
Where I go with...
It's probably on the summer bench.
He's probably suspended.
But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Okay.
Let's deal with who are we playing? Salzburg. Look, Salzburg are a very, very good team, you know. I'm not joking, especially on their patch.
How many times you watched him?
And that kid, about 4 times, I'm not going to lie. Not more than 4. about 4 times.
Andrew Connell asks, is Kasper Dahlberg available in January, Grizz? Dave's LFC chat says 3-0 the Reds against Watford. Jono wants Sancho. Nigel Pearson's first game against us is for Watford next Saturday. Danny has 5-0 to Watford. 5-0.
Who wants Sancho, Gav? Who wants Sancho?
Jono just says the word Sancho.
Yeah, he'll get it. He'll get Sancho.
Okay.
Jono.
Decory says Decory as well. They've got the Cummers, lambs to the slaughter, says Avo Thord. I'm presuming he's talking about Salzburg at the weekend. Listen, we're going to go. We're going to call it quits.
We're not getting Sancho, by the way.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Matt. We're going to go. We're going to leave it there. Anything else before we go, lads? No, I know you don't, Matt. You just want to go. But anything else, Grizz, before we go?
Yeah, I want to talk about... No, let Khan go.
All right. No bother. Matt, thanks a million for joining me.
Thanks, mate.
No problem. Grizz, thanks a million.
No problem, mate. Pleasure.
All right. The Reds are brilliant. Don't mind Grizz. He actually does believe we're going to win the league despite everything he says. Talk to you in a bit. Over and out.